Hello and welcome to the last episode of the Daniel Federico Show Winter Games coverage. Tomorrow it goes back to normal scheduled programming, football. But now the Olympics have concluded, and what a 2 weeks it was. 18 days to be exact. Tremendous on all the events. A pretty decent Olympics for Canada. A lot of highs. Also, a lot of lows, especially yesterday, the lowest the country probably has felt in a long time. The United States beat Team Canada in the gold medal 2-1 with an overtime winner scored by Jack Hughes. Terrific game overall. It was a special moment for the United States. They needed that. That's their first gold medal since 1980. And it was also the anniversary of a Miracle on Ice yesterday morning. Tough blow for the Canadians as they got goalied. Let's be fair, they got goalied yesterday against Connor Hellebuyck. He broke a record yesterday, a record-setting game with the most saves. Let's see if I can find it in my notes here. I'm pretty sure it was the most saves in a gold medal game with NHLers participating. And the record was 40. He surpassed Ryan Miller's 36 saves in 2010. That's when Ryan Miller set it. And now Connor Hellebuyck has surpassed that. And what an amazing game. I think, hear me out here. I think Connor Hellebuyck got robbed for MVP of the tournament. He had what was the save percentage? A .956 save percentage, 5-0 record, and he carried his team to gold medal, especially yesterday. He robbed Devon Toews. If everyone knows what an effort, I think I'll have a photo of it. What an effort that was. A robbery save. He shut the door on Celebrini numerous times. He shut the door on Connor McDavid. And he also shut the door on Nathan MacKinnon. And he also made Nathan MacKinnon. He was in Nathan MacKinnon's head, I believe. I think Connor Hellebuyck was in Nathan MacKinnon's head. If we've all seen the miss, he had a wide open net. We've all seen it. He's missed it. He's going to want that back. It's going to haunt them for the next 4 years. But I just think that's how good Connor Hellebuyck was. He stopped McDavid on a breakaway, and he also stopped Celebrini on a breakaway. Connor Hellebuyck, that game that he played yesterday, was one of the best goalie performances I think I have ever seen in a long time. That was near perfect. Cale Makar did break him at one point, scoring a beautiful snipe to tie it up after Matt Boldy's goal in the first period. What a goal that was, too. Let's talk about that goal for a second. Flipping the puck in between two defenders, two of the best defenders in the National Hockey League, or one of the two best defenders in the National Hockey League, with Cale Makar and Devon Toews, and he skips it right and flips the puck right in between both of them, with a nice goal too to beat Jordan Binnington to go up 1-0 in the first. Canada. Terrific game by the Americans. Terrific game by... it was just overall one of the best games that I've seen in a long time. By the Canadians. Jordan Binnington played all right. Played pretty good, actually. He played pretty good. He made a ginormous save in overtime. That could have ended it there. But then, after Connor Hellebuyck makes a save on Connor McDavid, They bring it back to the Canadians' end. Cale Makar pinched a little too hard. And then now Nathan McKinnon's in his own zone. He's really never been in a situation like that. I can't even remember the last time he was in that type of situation where he had to defend in his own zone, be the last man back. And then Connor McDavid coming in, took a bad lane, block off the pass right to Jack Hughes. Jack Hughes, overtime winner. And the greatest thing, this guy played with grit. Jack Hughes. He lost a tooth in the game, literally spitting chiclets. Lost a tooth in the game. And he scores the OT winner. This photo right here that I'm showing is absolutely cold. It is the sickest photo that I think we're going to see. And by the way, I'm Canadian. A lot of people don't know this. But Americans, they played a terrific hockey game defensively. They went 18 for 18 on the power play kill in this tournament. 3 came against in this game right here. 3. Canada went 0-3 on the power play in this game alone. They had the United States beat off a 5-on-3, 4-on-5, or 5-on-4, a 5-on-3, beat them, but that 5-on-3 could open up this game ginormously, but the Canadians couldn't pounce on that opportunity, courtesy to the great power play killers that the Americans have. They played terrific. And honestly, on a dream power play unit with McDavid, Makar, McKinnon, McDavid, Cale Makar, Devontae, Celebrini. They had so many just guys and people that are like, I don't agree with 3-on-3 hockey at all. Don't like it in the regular season. And I'm glad it's not in the playoffs. I don't think you decide a gold medal game or any knockout stage games with a 3-on-3 overtime. That's not me being a little salty that Canada lost. I think a lot of people can honestly say that is stupid. I know Canada won it in 2010 with a 4-on-4 overtime. 4-on-4 is totally different than 3-on-3. 3-on-3 is a whole new game. But they knew that going in. Canada should have still won it. They had their best players, Nathan McKinnon, Cale Makar, and Connor McDavid on the ice. They could have still won it easily. They have the better skill power, the better skill players. They should have won it without a doubt, no matter what. But they didn't. They didn't capitalize. They couldn't get the pucks in the back of the net. That's how Connor Hellebuyck was. Connor Hellebuyck was Superman in the crease yesterday. I've never seen a guy play that good and that clutch in a gold medal game in my entire life. In a closing game in my entire life. That was a near perfect game from Connor Hellebuyck. Maybe perfect. Besides the goal that he let up against Cale Makar. He made, I'm pretty sure, one save in overtime. That was against Connor McDavid. But what he just did in this whole game, stopping Celebrini on a breakaway, robbing Devontae of a goal that we thought it was just so easy that he could have just put his stick gun into a slit through through the goal line and it'd be a goal. Robbing him with a nice paddle save. Then stopping Connor McDavid on a breakaway. And the amount of chances that the whole Canadian team had. He was Superman in the crease, Connor Hellebuyck. That was trash, but Canada should have still won this game. They dominated the United States. But they just couldn't get it done. That is just how sports go sometimes. That is just how the sport of hockey goes. That's how all the sports go. That's the sports right there. Sometimes you could be the most dominant team and it just still can't go your way. It happens. And it happened to Canada yesterday. Canada got outplayed in the goalie department yesterday. Connor Hellebuyck deserved MVP. I think he deserved... obviously, Connor McDavid could have easily got it. For sure. He led the whole tournament in points. Connor Hellebuyck was that. He was on a different level, too. Especially being a goalie. Oh, well. I know Connor McDavid probably doesn't even want it. He's now lost back-to-back Stanley Cup Finals. He's lost the gold medal game. He got a Conn Smythe in the Stanley Cup Finals for losing the Stanley Cup Finals. He got the Conn Smythe. He is the most dominant player in hockey. He just can't get over the hump of winning anything real. Four Nations was for sure was cool. But the Olympics is the biggest stage. It's the biggest stage. And he just can't win. Well, it's the second biggest stage besides the Stanley Cup Finals. But just can't get it done, it seems like. I know it's a team sport. He's did all he can in that game. Creating opportunities, creating chances, trying to do it to himself too. Like, he literally did it all. Let's talk about Celebrini. 5 goals, 5 assists, 10 points in the tournament. 19 years old. Generational talent. Macklin Celebrini. He's going to be back. 2030 is going to be a terrific year for Team Canada. But Macklin Celebrini, being that young, I believe he scored the most goals in the tournament, 2 with 5. Canada got a generational player on their hands. A lot of chances didn't go his way yesterday. Connor Hellebuyck was robbing everyone. Was making ginormous saves. But I like how Canada trusts him already. So that was a special moment to see him. And, as a silver medalist, we know, but you guys don't, we don't play sports for second place. It's first. It's gold or nothing usually. In my eyes, it's gold or nothing. It's first place or nothing. Especially in the sport of hockey, where it's best on best. If it was the AHLers in college back, then we're okay with medaling. But when it's best on best, it's gold or nothing. And look at Nate McKinnon's reaction yesterday of getting in the silver medal, then getting the stuffed animal. That was everyone's reaction too. Why are you giving the losers stuffed animals? They just lost the gold medal game. Funny funny to see, funny to watch. But yeah, special generational player Macklin Celebrini. He's going to be good for years to come. Same with Connor Bedard. Canada left a lot of talent at home. But I liked Cooper's decisions. He was trying to go for a lot of grit because Tom Wilson, he was laying the boom yesterday. Early on too. And that's what we needed to start to set the tone early. And Tom Wilson did that, especially right off the hop, right off the puck drop of the first period. Tom Wilson, he started laying the boom. And that's what I really liked to see. But I really like what Cooper did with this team, bring a lot more grit in. But I think you could have honestly left Marchand at home. That's my opinion. I think you could have left him at home for Bedard. I think you could have left Drew Doughty at home for Schaefer. And I still don't think the outcome would have been any different. They lost it still with the best players on the ice. But that just shows how much talent Canada has. They'll be back. Oh my God, I can't speak right now. They will retake the throne next Olympics in the French Alps in 2030. Congratulations to the Toronto Maple Leafs captain, Austin Matthews, on winning gold. See, I don't want to hear anything that he can't win anything. I know he did nothing in the gold medal game. Played pretty good defensively, I think. I think it's fair to say that Austin Matthews played pretty good defensively in the gold medal game. He had 7 points in the Olympics. He can win. He's a winner. You can see he's a winner. It's just the Toronto team isn't created to be a winning franchise. So, it's all right. Congratulations, Austin Matthews. I'm pumped. I was honestly pumped for him, too. And does Mitch Marner deserve to lose deserve to lose the gold medal? Yeah, he's a rat. He's soft. I'm not a fan of Mitch Marner after leaving Toronto. I'm a Toronto Maple Leafs fan. So you know what? Even though Canada lost gold, I'm happy Mitch Marner lost gold. And I'm pumped for Austin Matthews winning gold. I'm absolutely pumped for that. That could be a bad day. I don't care. I don't like Mitch Marner. I think he's soft. For sure. But yeah, congratulations to Austin Matthews. Canada plays this game 9 out of 10 times. They're winning 9 out of 10 times. That's like they'll win this game 9 out of 10 times if they have to play it. So the best of 7 series, Canada's winning this game in this series probably in 5 or 6 games. That's just how good this rivalry is. And I really like it for the Canadian rivalry. I love it. Canada versus the States rivalry. I love it. I think it makes the rivalry way, way better and way more special. The States are on a tear right now. They're on an absolute tear. Like, listen to this. Where's my stat sheet? January 5th, 2025. Last World Juniors. Not the World Juniors that just passed. The one before it. The United States went in overtime against Finland to win 4-3. They won, at that point, they've actually won 2 out of the 3 last World Juniors. The United States of America. Then in May 2025, they beat Switzerland in overtime to win gold at the World Championships with Tage Thompson getting the gold. And then now the women's beat Canada on Thursday, but they are owning Canada in the women's department going back to the rivalry series. But they beat Canada in overtime 2-1 with a goal from Megan Keller. And then yesterday, 2-1 in overtime with Jack Hughes scoring the overtime winner. The United States are on an absolute tear right now. They're on top. You can't lie. Like, they're on top. World Juniors, being World Junior Championships, 2 out of the 3 last. Won the World Championships in May. Being Switzerland. The women's are dominating Canada, especially in these Olympics and in the rivalry series. And then the men's is always going to be head-to-head. That's always going to switch. The United States are here. I think we got to stop looking at them like, we kind of do look. We don't look at, like, us Canadians don't look at, the United States as low brothers. We look at them like they're right neck and neck with Canada. They've been like this for a long time. The American media makes their own hockey program look like they're a third world country playing hockey. That's what the American media makes it look like, the sport of hockey. But here in Canada, we know exactly what the States are about. They are the second best country. They could easily be the best country in hockey. They're neck and neck with Canada. Canada has a lot more star power. But American hockey, the way that they play, is grit. Jack Hughes, grit. The Tkachuk brothers, grit. American hockey is grit. Canada hockey is more skillful. A lot more superstars come from Canada. Jack Hughes played his junior hockey, I believe, in Toronto. A lot of these guys have been developed by Canadians. Not all of them, but there's a good few of them, a good handful of them that have been developed by Canadians. But what a game that was. That had to be a top 5 game that I think I've watched in a long time, especially in Olympic history. A masterclass by both goalies. I think both goaltenders stole the show. I think Jordan Bennington made a ginormous save in overtime. But he just couldn't get to the Jack Hughes goal in time, but that's okay. But Connor Hellebuyck played terrific. Stopping all of Canada's shots except one. What can you say, though? You can't really do anything about it. Like, they went 18 for 18 on the power play kill in this tournament. Perfect. That's 100%. They went 100%. Connor McDavid's having a tough time losing back-to-back Stanley Cups. Now he loses this. The only bright spot is the Four Nations, but Olympic gold is way better than the Four Nations. Canada dominated, man. Like, they dominated. They just couldn't get it done. They got goalied, and it happens, and it's all right. Just take your loss. And I think a lot of Canadians are taking this loss pretty good because it's against the Americans. The Americans are terrific at hockey. They're getting so good. Like I listed up, they're on a tear. They're on an absolute tear right now, the Americans. It doesn't help that Canada went 0 for 3, missed so many chances. You really can't make an excuse because the best players played literally half the game. Pretty sure, or majority of the game with 20 minutes. I think the best players on Canada played 20 minutes today. I think if they had Sidney Crosby, it would have been a total different feel for just the game. But I really like how Sid stepped down and he goes, you know what? I'm not healthy enough to go. They're going to need all 13 forwards. And that's exactly what they did. They needed all 13 forwards to beat the Americans. But they just couldn't get it on. But you did need a full healthy squad to have an attempt at beating the Americans. But he would have just been a brand new, different voice on the bench, on the ice, someone else. It would just been a whole totally different game, I think, or just a totally different feel, in my opinion, because it's Sidney Crosby. Hopefully, it's not his last Olympics. Hopefully, he plays and one more in 2030. Not really sure how serious his knee injury is, but has to be serious if it took him out of the semifinals and it took him out of the gold medal game, which could potentially be his last gold medal or last opportunity at an Olympic gold. Well, he already has 2, but his last chance to win a 3rd. But nonetheless, terrific Hockey Canada career if it is Sid's last. We won't know until 4 years' time. But yeah, the United States beats Canada 2-1. The women's also beat the women's Canadians 2-1. The men's beat Canada's men's 2-1. Canada silver in hockey, both in the men's and women's department. But let's end this show off on a high note. Curling could always bring Canadians back. On Saturday, Canada had massive matches. Once again for the bronze. The women's Rachel Homan and crew were playing against the United States for bronze, and then the men's were playing Great Britain, the number 1 ranked team or crew in the world, for gold. Rachel Homan and crew, they win gold in a stellar game. That was a close game. Rachel Homan, she put everything in it. They really found their groove at a right time. It was a tough loss in the semis, but they found their groove at the right time, and then now they're Olympic bronze medalists. So congratulations to Rachel Homan and her crew. Terrific tournament on how they faced adversity. They started 1-3. They come back. They win bronze. Good job on them. But let's go to Brad Jacobs. Brad Jacobs is one bad mofo, man. This guy is electric. This guy, Team Canada. They curled their ass off in this gold medal game against Great Britain. Team Canada, Brad Jacobs and crew are gold medal champions, Olympic champions, gold medal winners, Olympic champions this year after defeating Great Britain in a terrific game. That was a spectacular game, a spectacular final. That is the men's first curling gold medal since Sochi Olympics in 2014. How about that for the cheaters? Terrific gold medal for Brad Jacobs. That's his second. He was actually on the 2014 team, so he's a 2-time gold medalist. Curler, terrific. But that took a team effort, though, in that game against Great Britain. That took a team effort for the men's, and they pulled it off against one of the toughest teams, crews, in Great Britain. They were world ranked in 1. Boom! Canada's golden. At least a golden moment in curling for the Canadians winning it in the men's, and then winning bronze in the women's. But there was another moment on Saturday. So this is like a weekend recap, because what a weekend it was for the Canadians, to be honest. I know we didn't want to win silver in hockey, but the other events we medaled out on. For Canada's third medal of the day on Saturday, because after 2 medals, a gold and a bronze in curling, Ivani Baldin won the silver medal in the women's mass speed skate, her second and last medals of these Olympics. She won gold earlier. Yeah, she won gold earlier in the women's team pursuit. But for one final time, let's take a look at the medal count. It's not the Olympics that Canada wanted. Like, I won't lie. It really was not the medals that Canada wanted. It was their lowest total since Salt Lake City in 2002, when they won 17 medals. But we now take our attention to 2030, the French Alps. Canada hoping to be back on top, or for sure back in the top 5 of medals. Norway, the United States, Italy. Terrific Olympics for those nations. Overall, I can't believe I can't believe that it's already over. That was the quickest. I know it's 2 weeks, but that was a fast 2 weeks. Canada's bobsled team finished 14th. Niagara athlete Keem Bruglin was part of that. They finished 14th in the 4-man bobsled races and the heats. Now let's go back to the regular scheduled programming of the National Football League offseason, the Canadian Football League offseason, NHL is spicing up, the NBA is spicing up. But this has been the Daniel Federico Show. And that has been the 2026 Milano Cortina Olympic Games. What a time it was. I'm Daniel Federico. This has been the Daniel Federico Show. I'll see you guys again sometime either this week or next. Ciao.